I thought with the holidays nearby, I would do the Christmas issue of Red Hood and the Outlaws Annual Number 2. All pictures and text are owned by DC Comics. To throw in a little extra twist, I decided to tell the story in the style of The Night Before Christmas. I hope you enjoy. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. At the top of the stairs, three kids stood in awe, three kids that looked just like Red Hood and the Outlaws. Jason telling the others to be quiet, and Roy without a care, till they fell down the stairs and Santa knew they were there. Oh, no, it wasn't Santa, it was their fiend Susie Sue. They ran for their lives, what else could they do? Away through the air, behind a couch they hid, till they hatched up a plan, and that's just what they did. As they got her and blew a hole in her chest, a candy cane appeared that Jason stole from the rest. Then Batman snatched up the poor kids and threw them in a dark place for the things that they did. It was the Bat Cave. Roy and Corey thought it was an awesome place, but they needed to get to the roof and find Santa's sleigh. Up through the house on Batman's dinosaur. As they went up, it let out a loud roar. Once they arrived, Santa's sled was nowhere, and just like that, a candy cane appeared out of thin air. Atop the house they did search, another part of the roof Santa's sled did perch. When they got in, Roy hit every button, lever, and part, until he asked the engine to start. As the sled raised off the ground, Batman wanted them to get down right now, but scared to death, they decided to go to the sled's house. On this page, the writer had nothing to say, but if you know me, I couldn't leave it that way. Away to the North Pole, they began to get frosty, till Starfire gave them a hug to keep them real toasty. Ow, 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 Jason's head began to give him pain. He couldn't understand why things were this way. He made a comment how when they were kids they didn't even know each other, as the others pointed out that something was the matter. As they arrived to the great Santa's workshop, it was at war, a war they clearly had lost. When they landed, they didn't know where to check first, but they followed Starfire because she said the animals were the worst. When they went inside, the only light came from the door. When Starfire lit up the room, they decided same plan as before. As they shot and fired and let out fiery blast, they were determined they would outlast. With the rabid reindeer dead, a candy cane rose from the mat, and the Red Hood asked, "What the heck was that?" Arsenal exclaims that is one big door, as they stood in front of Santa's bunker. As they walked inside, they found ice all around, and they decided to split up to cover more ground. As Arsenal made his way through the ice corridors, he found a place with 20-foot tall toy soldiers. With not a clue of what Roy saw or what happened to him, Starfire hears Roy scream and is hit with a rolling pin. She was hit by Miss Claus, a huge gingerbread fighter. Then Starfire exclaims, "Bite me and I bite back harder." Red Hood starting to understand what was happening here. He understood Santa was luring him there. Red Hood says, "You've been waiting for me." Santa says, "Yes, Jason, I've been a very naughty boy." Santa walks towards Jason on his way to confront. Red Hood throws down his guns, not giving him what he wants. Everything back to normal and the sonic illusion shattered. Red Hood wanted to know what the hell was the matter. Plytus, once tasked with the experimentation on Starfire's abilities, was banished by Hellespont to the frozen wastelands of Earth for all eternity. Plytus used his psionic powers to lead the Red Hood here, and try to get him to kill him right then and there. Since it was Christmas, the Red Hood gave Plytus what he wanted, and let Hellespont know If he comes to Earth, he has a bullet with his name on it. Hellspawn not having 1 ounce of fear, I'd like to say Merry Christmas to all, and to all a great New Year. I enjoyed reading that story, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, and please feel free to leave a comment in the comments below. I have plans for a lot of new content in the coming year, and please remember to support the writers, artists, and your local comic book shop. Thank you, and happy holidays.